Get your hooves into this cracking offer from Paddy Power. For the first 5 races today and tomorrow at Aintree, it's money back as a free bet on all losers if the starting price favourite wins. Max free bet £10. T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Hello and welcome to Aintree. As I speak, they're queuing to get in for day 1 of the Randox Health Grand National Festival. We're now looking forward to day 2 of the Randox Health Grand National Festival. It's Ladies' Day, so to preview it, we've got not many ladies for this one, but 4 excellent men. On my right, we've got from the Racing Post and the Racing Football Outlook, Nick Watts. Next to me here, we've got from our sponsors, Paddy Power, Mr. Paul Binfield. On my left, the Racing Post, David Carr. And from my far left, the Racing Post, Tony O'Hare, a voice of the Grand National for many. How many Grand Nationals did you do, Tony, as a commentator?
25.
And counting?
No.
No RTE call tomorrow?
No.
You can do just for the Racing Post this time. Oh, and I am Lee Mottershead. Always forget that. We start on day 1 with the Alderhay Children's Charity Handicap Hurdle. Great tradition of the Grand National meeting as the jocks go out to the hospital the day before the race and meet some of the boys and girls there. It's a fiercely competitive handicap. Nick, 20 runners, how hard is it?
It's not impossible. It's not an easy one to start with, is it? I'd give a positive, a couple of horses. Alan King's Who Dares Wins, as David will know, gave a very big positive to him in the weekend earlier this week. Drops in trip, good run at Cheltenham last time in the attempts, finished 5th. So I think the drop down to 2-4 will suit him. He's got a chance, and Spirit of the Games as well. Dan Skelton's horse, I think he ran well at Cheltenham last time too. They're 2 horses in against the field, but in what, like you said, looks a very, very difficult race.
Bennis, how are you betting?
Yeah, it's a difficult race, Lee. 7 Lockderg Spirit, 9 Ivanovic Gorbatov, Spirit of the Games and Zubair, 10 Storm Home and 12 Bar. Just quickly mention we've got a special tomorrow. First 5 races, money back, all losers if the SP favourite wins the race.
Money back, all losers if the SP favourite wins a race.
Yeah, first 5 races.
If you'd stopped at the end of that first clause, that would have been a fantastic offer.
I know.
But it wouldn't really work.
If the SP favourite's got to win, Lee. Yeah. No, it probably wouldn't work otherwise.
No, it wouldn't work. No, you'd be losing money. Tony, Irish representation in this one?
Yeah, we've got 3. We've got Messini Strap, Ivanovic Gorbatov and Grant Parker. Ivanovic Gorbatov, Triumph World winner a couple of years ago, hasn't set the world on fire since. I'd respect his chance if he runs to his best form. Messini Strap is course and distance winner, finished 3rd at this meeting last year. But the one with the best recent form is Grant Parker of Tom Mullins. It's a bit of a Leopardstown specialist now. I know it's a different type of track here tomorrow, but I'd say, without a lot of confidence, I'd say he's probably the pick of our 3.
With the PA in the background, I didn't really hear any of that, Tony, but I'm sure what you said was of great resonance and very good indeed. Dave, I'm going to save you for the first Grade 1 of the festival, the Betway Top Novices Hurdle. I'm going to bring you in because in the Racing Post Weekender, you are the voice of Alan King. You help him with his column.
Yeah. Before we get to him, this is a fascinating race because it's Aintree's answer to the Supreme Novices.
Yes.
15 runners, only one of them went to Cheltenham. That was Slate House, beaten when he fell at the last. So we got 14 didn't go to Cheltenham, which makes it a very interesting contest. Scarlet Dragon, yeah, Alan's very keen on it. Too keen first time out at Kempton, ran a promising race, but he didn't see which way Global Citizen went. No. And I think he's obviously the one that everyone's going to be interested in this. He looked really good at Kempton, kept fresh for this, and good horse though Scarlet Dragon was on the flat. I think he'll do something to turn the tables on Global Citizen.
It's actually interesting, the point David makes about the supreme link to the top. I think it's the same in the closing bumper, which is in effect Aintree's champion bumper, and only one horse ran at Cheltenham going on in that race. Bennis, how do you bet on the top novice hurdle?
Fascinating statistic,
good, isn't it?
Lee.
Yeah.
That is
John Randall could have been here, couldn't he, really?
I thought you were John
Thank
Randall
you.
for a moment.
7
to 4 Global Citizen, 4 Vision Day Flow, 6 Scarlet Dragon. I disagree. I think Scarlet Dragon will reverse the form, suited by the track. 9 Slate House, 10 Style de Garden. It's 12 Bar.
Okay, and who wins the race?
Scarlet Dragon.
Scarlet Dragon. What's he?
I'd have to go with David and Global Citizen. I think Scarlet Dragon might have it to do. He might get closer this time with the benefit of experience, but Global Citizen did win very nicely. Miss Cheltenham comes here fresh. It's been a plan probably for this race for quite some time, and I think he will take the beating.
Okay, and Tony, we have got some Irish runners in this one. Henry de Bromhead well represented.
Yeah, he's got Mind's Eye and Ornua. Ornua hasn't run since October, so he's going to be fresh. Significant that he's taking his chance. Mind's Eye went to Cheltenham, ran in the Ballymore, was well beaten behind Sam Crow. He's won a couple of races, but a bit like the first race, hope rather than confidence. Maybe Mind's Eye the better of the two, but I wouldn't be rushing to the total of the bookies.
Yeah, because one feature of this festival, talking about the Irish representation there, is the lack of runners from Gordon Elliott and William Mullins, because they're fighting out the Irish Trainers' Championship at home. That means that some of the Grade 1s at Aintree this week are perhaps lacking in strength, in depth, but that wouldn't apply to the third race on the card, the Mile May Novices Chase, because some real quality names this one. Festival winner Kustar Civala, Black Corton, Terrafor, Mia Storm, Ms Parfois. This business is a really good Mile May Novices Chase.
Absolutely, top class lead. Can't wait for this contest. And we bet 3 Terrafor, 9-2 Elegant Escape, 11-2 Miss Parfois, 6 Mia Storm, 7 Kustar Civala, 8 Bar, and for what it's worth, I fancy Miss Parfois.
Well, it's worth a lot, Binners. Don't do yourself down. And David Carr made a noise when Paul was talking there. Just repeat that noise.
It was a 6-1 is a big price about Mia Storm. It'll take a good horse to give her £7. She won a listed mare's chase, not a novice race, a listed mare's chase at Market Raised in November. That's real solid form. And she bolted up. She ran at Kempton over Christmas. The ground was bottomless. Alan King now says he shouldn't have run her. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting. We stood here. It's a warm day. It's a dry day. There's a breeze. Touch wood. The ground's not going to get any softer. It's going to touch wood. By this time tomorrow, it's going to be genuine good to soft ground. I think she's a smart mare, Mia Storm. If one of these novices can give her £7 and beat her, fair play, but I can't see one doing that.
Paul Binfield, back to you.
Punters watching this video need to get on quickly on Mia Storm. After David Carr's so confident, the price will collapse as David Carr fancies it.
And David, do that noise again. Got it down to a T. Nick Watts, the Mile May, discussed.
Well, I might be stealing Tony's thunder a bit here, but I think Snow Falcon from the Noel Mead stable is quite an interesting horse. Didn't run not so long ago in the Irish National, but came down an unseated rider, and that could have been a blessing in disguise because it was a very, very tough race, hard finish. If he'd finished the race in that, he probably wouldn't be here. But, of course, he ran a really good race over hurdles here last season, just behind Yanworth and Super Sunday in a Grade 1 event, so he's got good course form. He's taken well to fences this season. He missed Cheltenham too. He didn't get very far in the Irish National, so he does come here fresh. He could surprise a few people.
Tony, did he steal your thunder?
No, no. As he said, he didn't get very far in the Irish National. He's a decent horse, was a decent horse over hurls. Some of his chase form is pretty good. I can see him finishing in the first 3. Whether he's good enough to win is another thing.
Not necessarily a ringing endorsement for Snow Falcon there from TOH as we end part 1 of this Ladies' Day Aintree Postcast.
Get your hooves into this cracking offer from Paddy Power. For the first 5 races today and tomorrow at Aintree, it's money back as a free bet on all losers if the starting price favourite wins. Max free bet £10. T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Hello, welcome back to Aintree, and they are still queuing to get in here for day 1 of the Randox Health Grand National Festival. The big race on day 2 is the JLT Melling Chase, Grade 1, over just about 2.5 miles. Cheltenham Festival winning form brought here by Balco de Flo, won the Ryanair, of course. Le Présienne won the Grand Annual. We've got the Champion Chase second, Mim. We've got Politolog, Cloudy Dream, and Sizing Granite bringing up the back marker position, Ben, as I'm sure in the betting at least.
Yeah, and once again, a lovely race. 6-4 Min Lee, 9-4 Balco de Flo, 7-2 Politolog, 8 Cloudy Dream, 16 Le Présienne, and it's 33-1 bar.
Nick, the betting suggests that the bookmakers really believe that Min's Champion Chase second is worth a lot more than Balco de Flo's Ryanair Chase first. Do you agree with that view?
No, I'm not sure. I think I'd be with Balco de Flo here. I think he's taken a real step forward in his last 2 starts. We saw at Leopardstown at Christmas, a really, really good run. That was over 3 miles, dropped in trip. And he was taken on under so in the Ryanair Chase last time out. And there's no reason to suspect that Undersow didn't run to his top form. So the fact that Balco de Flo could not just stay with him, but get past him comfortably and win easily, I think it kind of went a little bit under the radar, because we were thinking, a lot of us were thinking about Q-Card and the disappointing run that he put in the Ryanair. So for a lot of people, the race was a bit of a damp squib, but Balco de Flo won very, very nicely indeed. Like I said, he's taken a big step forward. Min, I'm very surprised to see him in the race. I thought Willie, would hold back nearly all of his big guns and save him from punches down. So I suppose it's an endorsement that he is coming here. But still not as much evidence that he wants 2.5. I know he won first time out this season over 2.5, but that was a non-event. It was very, very straightforward for him. Good run last time, like we said, against Altior, but Balco de Flo is the horse in possession, if you like, of the really, really solid recent form over the trip, and I think he'll take all the beating.
Tony, Nick, they're just mentioning his surprise that Minnie's here. Do we take that to mean that Willie thinks that with Douvan and Undersow he's got the 2 miler at Punchestown wrapped up already?
Well, trying to work out what Willie thinks is no easy task, but I would think so. I think it's a tip for Douvan for Punchestown. As Nick was saying, the race that Min won over 2.5 miles was an egg and spoon race, 3 runners. It was just a sort of a comeback run, and because of the distance of the race, I'd be with Balco de Flo. I mean, Galway Plate form, his Cheltenham form beaten Undersow fair and square. I'd rather have him, and I think the bookies might have the wrong favourite at the moment.
Paul, are you starting to come to the view that maybe you do have the wrong favourite?
Yeah, possibly, Lee. I personally fancy Balco de Flo. They did consider the 3-mile race here for that one. They've gone 2.5 miles because of the ground, I assume. But as Nick says, this horse has really improved. He'll stay the trip very well. Ran really well, 3 miles at Leopardstown over Christmas. I think we might have the wrong favourite, and really I should be in the trading room, and the lads in there should be doing this sort of thing.
You've missed your vocation.
I agree.
I would also say he beat Undersow. It's possible to argue Undersow isn't quite as good as he was, but he had the rest, Cloudy Dream and the rest, well beaten off at Cheltenham, and I think. And the one thing is, there were 12 Grade 1 winners at Cheltenham. He's the only one who's bothered to turn up here, so I think for that he should be applauded. And I'm sorry to be boring, but I'd go for him as well, Balco de Flo.
Well, viewers, listeners, we have a clean sweep of the pundits for Balco de Flo. Michael O'Leary will be ecstatic if he's watching or listening this podcast. I'm not convinced we'll have a clean sweep of the pundits in the next race, as they've got 30 to pick from in the Randox Health Topham Chase. Paul Binfield, Paddy Power's prices, if you please.
Yeah, once again tricky, Lee. 7007, 8 Theatre Territory, 10 Flying Angel, 11 Ballyalton for Ian Williams, 12 Bouvroy and Polydam, and it's 14 to 1 bar.
And your take on the race?
I'd probably go for Ballyalton, Lee. I thought his 4th in the plate last time was a nice effort without winning. And Ian Williams is the master at getting horses in to run well in these big handicaps.
Nick, this is the sort of race you probably love, isn't it?
I do love it, yeah. And I think Nicky Henderson does as well. He's got a fantastic record in it. Dreadful record in the National, but from
appalling.
When they go over one circuit, the National Fence, he's very good. Obviously won the Fox Hunters, and he's won this race quite a few times as well. 007, or 007, I don't know how you say it, but ran really well in the race last season. I think finished 4th. I can understand why he's favourite. Went to Cheltenham last time, a bit disappointing. But these fences, as we know, time and time again, when horses face them, they can light them up, and I think this horse has got the ability, and he showed the aptitude for the fences last year, that he can go very well. Another interesting one I'd give at the top end of the market, Flying Angel. He won at the meeting last year in a Grade 1 and he beat Top Notch. Very, very good form indeed. Kind of lost his way a little bit, but again, these fences might fire him up, and Twiston Davies had him in the Grand National itself for a long time. So he must be kind of thinking that he's this kind of horse. Giving him a sighter this year, he could go very well as well.
David, again, I'm sensing from your movements and your actions while Nick was talking that you quite like his take on Flying Angel.
Well, yes, I think, and he's trained by the man who, if you want to back a trainer blind in a race of the Grand National fences, Nigel Twiston Davies is your man. So is Jimmy Moffat. Yeah. Don't forget Hyden Lodge. Has won a Beecher Chase, been placed in it the last twice, and I think he's going to run well. But this race really should carry a wealth warning. anything could happen. There's 30 runners, you could have 35 different winners, so I would suggest keeping stakes to absolute minimum.
If you can find 35 different winners of this one, you're a better man than I am. TOH, quite a few Irish runners in there.
Yeah, the one I like best is Polydam of Willie Mullins's. Came from France with a big reputation, hasn't quite lived up to that reputation. Did win a decent handicap at Navan during the winter, and he ran quite well in Leopardstown last time. He hasn't been over-raced. I prefer him to Devil's Bride, who hasn't won for almost 2 years, and Clarkham, who was 16th in the race last year. He's done an awful lot of racing, and I don't see anything to suggest that he's going to end a long losing sequence tomorrow.
OK, guys, that is part 2 of the Postcast done. When you rejoin us, we'll look at the last 2 races on day 2, and we'll also tell you who's going to win the Grand National.
Get your hooves into this cracking offer from Paddy Power. For the first 5 races today and tomorrow at Aintree, it's money back as a free bet on all losers if the starting price favourite wins. Max free bet £10. T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Welcome back to our racing postcast looking at Ladies' Day at the Grand National Festival with myself, Lee Mottershead. We've got Nick Watts, Tony O'Hare, David Carr, and from our lovely sponsors, Paddy Power, Mr. Paul Binfield. And Paul, go straight in with you and ask the Paddy Power betting on the Doombar Sefton Novices Hurdle.
2-1 Santini, Lee. 11-4 OK Corral. 6-1 Tower Bridge from Ireland, very interesting. 7 Chef des Oboe, 10 Poetic Rhythm, and it's 16-1 Bar.
Can I just ask, OK Corral and Santini finished 2nd and 3rd at Cheltenham, but they're the other way round in the betting.
Yeah, I think Santini was very unlucky at Cheltenham. If you watch that race over and over again, I'm sure you'll agree that he really unlucky, and I think I hardly ever back tip-up favourites, but in this instance I think Santini is a good thing.
And you have watched that race over and over again?
Over and over again, Lee, this morning, preparing for this postcast.
Dedication. So, David, you disagree then?
Well, no, it's just interesting. Often, I mean, if horse A beats horse B, it's not often horse B goes for favourite next time. And I think they're 2 really cracking horses, and I think they're certainly the 2 right market leaders. And I'm interested in how the betting went. Certainly, again, I'd probably prefer Santini, but it would only be a marginal choice.
Tony, do you like horse A, horse B, or maybe horse C?
Horse C, Tower Bridge. Won a grade 1 at Leopardstown over an extended 2 miles 6 furlongs. Went to Cheltenham, ran quite well, 5th in the Albert Bartlett. I think he'll improve from that run, and I give him a big chance.
Nick, what's your take on the Sefton?
Well, I think it's going to be tricky because the Albert Bartlett at Cheltenham is always one of the most attritional races of the festival, and particularly so this year because it's running very deep ground. So it'll be interesting to see how some of the main protagonists come out of it. Interesting to see that Hendo's going again with Santini, very lightly raced horse. Thinks the world of it, and I think his future lies over fences. But obviously, Hendo's been careful about the horses he's running here at this meeting. He hasn't run all of them that ran at Cheltenham, but he's decided to give this one a crack. And I think, as Paul rightly said, he's market leader over his stablemate. And I think he's very, very highly rated, very highly thought of. Ran a good race last time, possibly wasn't seen to his best, a little bit unlucky. If he gets the breaks here, I think he could take all the beating.
Okay, and Nick, we'll stick with you for the finale. The Aintree's version of the Champion Bumper, the Grade 2 Weatherby's Racing Bank Standard Open National Hunt Flat Race.
Well, I think Danny Kerwin, Paul Nichols's horse, is one of the most interesting ones here. Won really, really well at Kempton last time out. There's been a bit of a buzz for him since then. And Paul, you know, he was only a kind of a marginal player at Cheltenham, wasn't he? So he could have more luck here with less Irish representation, could be in the winners a bit more. And I think Danny Kerwin gives them a really good chance of rounding off day 2 with a winner.
And of course, Paul, what Paul Nichols really needs at the minute is young talent coming through to give him Grade 1 horses for the future. Has he got one in Danny Kerwin?
I think he might if the market's right. Nick's completely right. There has been a buzz about this horse. Very well backed anti-post. He's now 9-4 favourite from 9-2 earlier in the week. Then it is 9-2 Mr. Fisher, 6 Mercy Mercy Me, 8 Severano, 12 Pim, and it's 16 Bar. But this could be the one.
Okay, David, you got anything you desperately want to say about this race?
No.
No, okay. Tony O'Hare, the dreaded, as bookmakers might see it, C. Burns. Those days are gone. Talk.
Those days aren't gone, no. He's had a good run in recent months with young bumper horses. This fellow won well and then finished 3rd, next time out well beaten. Significant that he's decided to bring him over, but if the Nichols horse is as good as you're all saying, maybe he'll have to settle for 2nd or 3rd.
Okay. Right, guys, before we get to the Grand National, let's get your naps for day 2 of the festival. Tony.
Balco de Flow.
Balco de Flow, David Carr.
Mia Storm.
Mia Storm, Paul Binfield.
Santini.
Santini and Nick Watts.
Danny Kerwin.
Danny Kerwin. Okay, drum roll time, because everything leads to 5:15 on Saturday afternoon. The Grand National, the Randox Health Grand National, the world's greatest horse race. Our tips are coming now. Paul Binfield, before we go on to the tips, I've backed 6 horses. How many of those 6 are Paddy Power allowing us to tip now?
You can have 2 this time, Lee.
2 out of the 6.
6 is too many. If you go for 6, you must pick the winner, surely.
I wouldn't necessarily guarantee it.
And by the way, Paddy Power, 6 places each way in the Grand National. Some of our competitors are paying less than that. We're 6 each way.
6 each way on the Grand National.
On the Grand National.
Gorgeous. Okay. Nick Watts, you're 2. You can have 2 if you want. You might only want 1, but you can have 2, not 6. Go on.
I'll go to Regal Encore. He'll either win or be pulled up, because that's what he does. But he did run well in the race last year. He finished about 8th, I think. Seemed to take to it. Ran on really well, passed a few horses close home. He rode him a bit negatively last year. I think now that they know that he took to the job, they can be a bit more adventurous with their tactics. I think he's got a chance. And also Pleasant Company, Willie Mullins' horse, about 40 to 1. Running really well in the race last season, but made a bad mistake at Valentine's. He was Ruby Walsh's choice last year, and he won off at 11 to 1. You can get him a much bigger price this year. I think if the ground's not too bad, he could run a big race.
One of the features of this postcast has been the spontaneous reactions from the pundits to other comments made by other. And turn your hair's little face when you said Pleasant Company.
Little face. Yeah, he stole my thunder, definitely. I was going to tip Annabelle Fly, Cheltenham Gold Cup run. Very good run. He handled the ground, etc. Stays well. He'd be my tip, but my outsider for the race was very well described a few minutes ago. Pleasant Company, on the basis that he was running a blinder a year ago until he got to Valentine's the second time, and he almost came to a halt there. Still finished 9th. Has had a quiet season, and I like him as an outsider. Definitely each way chance. Annabelle Fly, Pleasant Company.
Excellent. David Carr.
For all that's dry now, I know there's rain forecast tomorrow. It's going to be a test on Saturday. You're going on a horse that stays, horse at the right end of the weights, horse trained by perhaps the most underrated trainer staying chasers in the country. I just know that Sue Smith is going to have I Just Know prime for Saturday, and I've got a bigger price than he's at the moment, but even at 25, 33 to 1, I think it should give you a hell of a run for your money.
How big a price have you got?
Or you are collecting tickets
3 figures.
You haven't? Have you really?
Yes. Not too much, but
just before the North Yorkshire National, was it? Or?
If you wish to upgrade your
No. The day the weights came out.
Really?
Yes.
Very clever.
Yeah. Well, no, not when it falls to the first, it isn't. But I've got 2 days to look clever at least.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Paul Binfield.
Well, David's stolen the price. That one's 25 to
25
to 1. Pleasant Company. Big mention from Nick Watts and Tony O'Hare, 25 to 1. At the top end of the market, Total Recall is 10 to 1 favourite. Annabelle Fly, Tony's tip, 11 to 1. I quite like to see you at midnight, Lee. Had a comeback run at Newbury last month, finished a nice 3rd. Chiefly Park Stud owners, Patricia and David Thompson, clearly like that run as well. They've bought the horse now, and I think there's a big run in that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I Just Know wins, David Carr can buy a horse for next year's Grand National with his winnings from that one. I say I've backed 6 already, which is very, very silly. I'll only name 2. I've backed Tiger Roll, that'd be my main tip. And I think this could be the year when a woman wins the Grand National from the saddle. I do think Milan's Bar has got a big chance on the Briding Force. I also think Katie Walsh got a big chance on Bedier's Hill. It's going to be a fantastic horse race. It always is. The Grand National at 5:15 on Saturday. All bases covered on the Racing Post, various platforms building up to the race. Tomorrow on Friday, Bruce Millington and the team will lead the Grand National preview programme from our offices near Waterloo Station. Until then, goodbye.
Get your hooves into this cracking offer from Paddy Power. For the first 5 races today and tomorrow at Aintree, it's money back as a free bet on all losers if the starting price favourite wins. Max free bet £10. T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.